what's really special about the integration is that the Unreal scene is hosted as a full 3D environment within Pixera. And in order to take advantage of that, you have to change the screen groups from 2D to 3D. So when selecting screen groups, you can select your screen group, and in the perspective mode, you can change from 2D to 3D. And now you can take full advantage of the so-called inner compositing in Pixera. What's really special about Pixera is that we not only use one 3D space, but we actually utilize two 3D spaces. There's the outer compositing, which you can see here. This is the 3D space where you would build up your system setup, you will build your virtual projection stage or projection mappings, whatever you're doing. And behind that is hiding the so-called inner compositing. And more or less those screens, they're looking into this inner compositing world. And as you can see here, as I dive into my scene by pressing D on the keyboard, we are now in the so-called inner compositing. And in here, the complete Unreal scene is rendered, and as you can see, our two screens, those viewports, there are two screens, they look into that 3D environment. And what's really special here is that you can now quite easy add regular on top of that existing Unreal scene. So I did just drop one of our standard contents on my viewport here, and I'm now able to move this video around. I can basically place it in that 3D environment. And as you can see, we even take advantage of the depth buffer. So it is possible for you to place content behind objects, animate videos to transition from the bottom into the scene, and you get all the keyframing and media server features available in here as I just scale down my video and place it to be stuck on my object, as you can see. Perfect. So once you're satisfied with your content placement, you can dive out again and actually see that the video is now placed on top of our 3D object within this 3D scene. And of course, you can also play back the videos as I start my timeline playback right here. Let's even go further. What if I say that you cannot only use videos, but 3D models as well and add them to your existing Unreal scene? I have a texture of a 3D car model right here. And as you may already know, in Pixera, you are able to composite with 3D objects in the compositing. And as you can see here, I have now added my car 3D model to the scene. And let's quickly scale it down. Of course, I will need all three of them. Yeah, there we go. That's how I like it. And let's start and reposition this car. So again, similar to the workflow with the video, also with 3D models, we are taking full advantage of the depth buffer. So I can have 3D models disappear within my scene, and I can as well simply hide them behind objects. And this is what I'm going to demonstrate here. So I will just take my car and I will just move it slightly behind my object right here. So let's bring it down and let's bring it back. There we go. And let's place it behind my object. Good. As I'm finished now, let's dive out. And you can even see this on my outputs. I have now my car hiding here behind my objects. We took some time and created a plugin for Unreal Engine so that our users can manipulate objects directly via the timeline in the Unreal scene. As you can see, we have a moving ball in our scene. So what I already did is I created a timeline object for this ball, created some keyframes, and did a short animation of the ball moving back and forth. Now, within my scene, on the right hand side in Inspector, you can find the plugin. And here we get some different stuff, like all the objects as well as some spots. And for the spotlights, I will now add them to my timeline. And what's quite special is you can even group parameters. So I've now got an actor group of 4 different lightning spots on my timeline. And as you can see, I can now animate all of those 4 as a group. So let's just quickly add some keyframes to the scene. And there we go. We've got some lights moving from left to the right. And here, just a quick demonstration. As you can see, I now have running my Unreal scene with the animated lights on my outputs.